Hey, we're back after some technical issues. So, Alan, you were in the middle of saying something. I don't even know if I remember what you're saying.
That's okay. Let me just share the screen
Right, share the
again.
screen. That's right.
Yeah, so I won't. Can you see that Shadow
Yes.
TI?
Right. Yeah. Maybe you can zoom in a little bit so that it.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
but
There
okay.
we go. There we go. That's
Uh,
good. Yep.
all right, fair enough. Look, what I'm curious is, look, I won't go into details of this. We can actually do them offline another time. But TI wise, where would you fit me in TI? Like Savior, Demon, or below Demon?
I think it would be a savior. But it would
Oh
be a
wow.
shadow. It would be a shadow savior.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just say that I was a TI user, not a TE user. Would you
Oh,
think I'm
wow.
like
That's
someone
an
that's like,
interesting question.
yes, I'm asking like, do you think I act like a fourth stack TI, third stack TI?
Right. Yeah. Probably more like equivalent to third or second or third more. Yeah.
Wow, second.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, oh, geez. Okay. Wow, that's
Yeah.
very interesting. Then, as with the shadow theory,
Right.
uh, because yeah, that fifth. That wow. Okay, I don't know where to go with that. I wasn't expecting to hear that. So thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I actually think for myself that my TE is on par with maybe my third function sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. See. It's I don't know actually know how to ask questions that would specifically ask T. It's like something I would observe. Like I'd need to give you something tangible, not just abstract, and
Yeah,
and and, and see how you go about it, and then I'd be like instantly, I would know. Like
right.
my boss, I just knew from the first time I sat in a meeting with him, lead TA, but
Right.
feminine.
Uh-huh.
Um, it was just interesting. There was just some things that he was because he was taking ownership of the meeting. I just sat back and chilled out, but everything he did matched what I would have done in the same situation. It was
Right.
just really
Right.
bizarre.
Uh-huh.
Hadn't experienced that before. Anyways, so TI I think has been done to death then, and I'm doing all right. NA, I think actually I was happy with how we covered NA. Uh,
Okay.
what are your thoughts on where I sit with NA? Because I was saying subjectively, I don't think I'm proficient, whereas my friends, one of them who is a lead, I believe is a lead NA, thinks I'm quite proficient.
Right. Yeah, no, I think your your NE and SI, that was really what I was interested in.
Yep.
Your type, we didn't even mention your type, but I'm going to put it in the description. You're double activated on your SE.
SE.
Yeah. So that should also add more weight to the SE, and it's a savior, so it actually should add more weight. And I saw that your SE to SI was way more natural than your NI to NE.
Yeah, I think so too.
Right.
And like you suggested, it's possible that my NE is actually a convoluted way of running NI.
Well, yeah, that's exactly how
Convoluted for me.
that's how a shadow function should be as well. Like it should be that function, and it's the shadow it casts, its ability to
Yeah,
cast a shadow on the other
yeah,
type. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
No, that's interesting. One thing I will say from here is, okay, so one thing. So this is the description from Beeb. The reason I went to BB, whatever it is, the reason I went to him is because he was the person that I believe coined the whole shadow theory. So what he was saying is, uh, if you have shadow NA, objective ideas are only relevant for situation at hand. And like I think that nails me in
mhm.
one sentence. Firstly, the idea has to be objective, which means that I'm looking at it for a purpose, which is something I described.
Right.
And also, I'm only interested in looking at the idea if it's relevant to my need.
Right.
Otherwise, I just don't care.
Right.
So I really think that's like 100% accurate for subjectively accurate
See,
for me.
I think also any users, like a lead any user or even a fourth function any user, would be have a similar bias towards their any. That it would be more relevant, at least if it was objective and relevant to the situation.
Yeah, yeah, or maybe that's
Yeah.
yeah. I'd have to think about what the masculine feminine interplay would do to
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. One,
I forget
one,
his name. I was talking to
Jonathan.
ENTP, an
Uh,
ENTP,
uh,
Jacob,
yep.
and he was
Or
talking
Taylor.
about
Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say surnames. Yep.
right. So he was talking about seeing a football game or something like that, a baseball game or something, and he was connecting it to gladiators in Rome or whatever, right?
Whoa. Okay.
So he was
Yeah, I
doing
don't do that.
right, yeah. So he was sitting in the game and he was doing that sort of connection, but like that's something that's relevant to the moment, right? It's it's
Wow.
it's objective and relevant to the moment, and it'd be cool to talk about it in the moment, but then afterwards, it's like, oh, okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
talk about my SI past, and then I'm going to relive that NE. That's what he was saying. That okay, I'm going to talk about that time where I was at the football arena, and it was connecting to gladiators, right? So it's still
Yeah.
NE, relevant to a moment, and not to like this all pervasive concept that football is like gladiators forever and all time, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's I think many people say BB was a ENTP, so his understanding of NA should be up there, and
Right.
he in this description also refers to it as time-like potential. Uh, so yeah, that's fascinating.
Okay.
Oh. Um, one thing I will say is
So what is this here? Can we share this with the public? Is this something that you've worked on?
yeah,
What's
yeah. I've actually posted it in the unofficial group. It's
okay? So
just notes
right.
that I
So we'll
made.
put the link to that. That's cool.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yep, that's
And
fine.
then you're also working on a YouTube channel. You're starting out, so we'll put that also in the description. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're going to do with it, where you're going with it?
Yeah, thanks for putting me on the spot. Okay, so the YouTube channel is about self growth, development. A lot of it currently is focused on my journey. I just want to share the things that have not worked for me and the things that have worked. It's an unbiased opinion. A couple months ago, I did a program called the Life Book. It started from there, and now I've actually created my own framework for examining what's important in my life. And uh, now I've been spending a lot of time on it. I've refined into something. I've identified a lot of truths for myself, which I never knew before. And definitely over the next maybe 1 or 2 months, videos will start coming out. So, but
Awesome.
no,
Yeah.
thanks for that.
Thanks, Helen. Anything else before we sign off?
No, thank you again for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for coming back. Always a
yeah,
pleasure, man.
yeah.
Have a good
Cheers.
one.
All right, thank you.